discussing RBI preparation as well as how actually RBI operates the entire economy.
That being a clerk, to get an officer post, it will take 10-15 years.
Sir, in which year you was selected as a grade B officer? I have Mr. OP Aggarwal, sir, ex-CGM RBI. According to you, what RBI was back in 1974, if I say?
Everyone is familiar with Reserve Bank because Reserve Bank is in their pocket. Regional office looks after the operations, and central office is mainly for policy making. Now, see one thing, that during training, one is given a good idea about what are the different departments and what is their functioning. After joining grade B DR,
Yes.
I retired as grade F officer.
We also get to know that RBI gives you exposures outside RBI as well. What were your experiences, sir? RBI Grade B undoubtedly is an aspiration for many, but actually, most of the candidates they don't know what responsibilities an RBI Grade B officer serves once he or she joins the RBI as an organization. But today, along with me, I think I'm grateful to say this. Today, along with me, I have Mr. OP Aggarwal, sir, ex CGM RBI. He will be discussing in and out related to your RBI examination, RBI preparation, as well as how actually RBI operates the entire economy. Hello, sir. Welcome to the Testbook platform. So, before we start, sir, I would like you and I would be glad if you introduce yourself, how you started your journey as an RBI Grade B officer.
Thank you, Mr. Madhav. Uh, I'm very happy that I have been invited today to share my views on Reserve Bank working, functioning, and the journey of a grade B officer. I joined Reserve Bank as a clerk after passing out my graduation degree, that is with physics, chemistry, maths. And after serving there for 4 years, in between I was in a position to pass out CIB and different parts of that. Then I realized that being a clerk, to get an officer post, it will take 10-15 years. So I thought of direct examination in Reserve Bank. And in fact, with me, there were three more friends of mine who also joined me. So we all four together, we started preparing for a direct grade A officer. At that time, Reserve Bank was conducting two direct examinations, one for grade A and another for grade B examination. The style of examination was a little different from what it is today. In fact, at that time, two papers were compulsory, that is general knowledge and English. And other papers were optional like IAS pattern. So from different subjects like physics, chemistry, maths, accountancy, economics, etc., you could choose for grade A one paper and for grade B two papers. So I have selected one paper for grade A and I appeared for grade A and I got through grade A
Okay, so first you started your journey as a clerk
as a clerk.
in RBI.
Yeah.
And while working with RBI, you appeared for grade A examination.
And
that was a direct recruit.
Direct recruitment.
Okay.
Thereafter, next year again advertisement came for grade B
Okay.
officer. As I was already in the process of passing out the examination and going through the interview drill. So I thought, why not to appear for grade B? And the best charm for grade B for me was that it will at one stroke it will take care of 7 years as a for next promotion.
Yes.
So from A to B normally 6 to 7 years was taking, and if suppose I get through the grade B direct, then I will be covering that 6-7 years in one go. So I started preparing for grade B, and I am very happy to share with you that I have selected economic problem,
Okay.
one paper, and cooperative movement in India and abroad, another paper, along with GK and
English.
So I have done very well in all these four papers. So I was called for interview and I appeared for interview, and after that the success is with me. And another thing I want to share with you, that at that time there were only 10 vacancies
For grade B.
grade B.
Okay.
Very few number of vacancies used to be at that time, and competition was huge. In fact, almost about 70, 80,000 candidates have appeared in that. So I have not taken into consideration number of vacancies. I was to fight for one post, and I prepared for that, and I got through.
Okay. Sir, in which year you was selected as a grade B officer?
It was 78 examination, 79 selection.
ओके सर 1979 78 की हम बात कर रहे हैं जब शायद कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स के बारे में मोस्ट ऑफ द पब्लिक को पता भी नहीं था उस समय इस एग्ज़ाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करना और क्लियर करना वो सारी चीज़ों में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्या था?
See, in fact, because Reserve Bank Grade B post was very lucrative at that time also.
ओके
So it is not that people were not knowing. Those who were in the competition line, they were almost all were aware of it. And there were coaching classes. In fact, in Delhi, there were 2, 3 institutes which were providing coaching for the written examination.
एट दैट टाइम ओके
So, candidates were preparing very well for that. And because, as I said, for 10 vacancies, about 70, 80,000 have applied, it means you know that how much awareness was there at that time also.
Okay. So, okay, you started RBI as a clerk. But before you entered RBI, according to you, what RBI was back in 1974, if I say?
In fact, at that time, because I was a college student and I was not having much idea about banking.
Yes.
But some of my relatives, they were working in different banks, commercial banks.
Okay.
And I was finding whenever I was meeting them, they were very happy and that banking is like this banking. Only they were complaining was that timing is not the issue there. Timing means you have a time to go in the bank, but when you will return back, we were not knowing. That was the issue. But when they talked about Reserve Bank, they were saying, कि, had we been in Reserve Bank, I think the position would have been different. So from there, I picked up, कि, why not to be RBItes? So that has instilled in me that one day I would like to be a RBI officer.
That's aspirational.
So that's what has enabled me to be with Reserve Bank.
RBI के बारे में पता चला कमर्शियल बैंकर से बट they were wishing to be an RBI officer, but you completed their wish for yourself. Very good, sir. Great, sir. So now you joined as a RBI Grade B officer, direct recruit. That means you have nothing to do with the 4 years you served as a clerk as well as 1 year as a Grade A officer. The moment a candidate join RBI Grade B officer, how the life change in the social scenario?
See, basic thing is that pay packet is good,
Yes.
was good at that time. Second thing, as a grade B officer, you are just entering in the middle management
Yes.
level of the hierarchy of the officer. Third thing is that the Reserve Bank, everyone is familiar with Reserve Bank because Reserve Bank is in their pocket.
Yes.
So they are happy. Now, when I was introducing to somebody, they would say, "Oh, Reserve Bank." Yes, it is in my pocket also. So that way, that was the importance Reserve Bank was having, is having,
Is
and will
well
continue
done.
to have it.
Surely,
So-
sir, surely. That means ki RBI is not prestigious, it was prestigious always. Okay. So now, so you have joined as an RBI Grade B officer. So how the journey begins as a Grade B officer in RBI?
See, one thing means I felt that Reserve Bank is very systematic in dealing with its staff.
Okay.
In the sense that as soon as you qualify for the written examination and a call comes to join, then first thing is that they provide you training almost for a month in its training college.
Okay.
That is a familiarization that you should know about Reserve Bank, what Reserve Bank does, what are its major functions, what is its management structure, okay, how is the hierarchy. So all these things they tell. And then what will be your role in Reserve Bank. Okay. Not only banking, how to deal with your colleagues, how to deal with public, how to deal with your clients. So those things they tell. and there are some group activities are there. So they make you feel that as you have a new member in the family.
Okay.
So for a month almost, they give a briefing on that, and then we are sent back to one of the offices.
Okay.
Okay, allotted offices. Everyone is allotted one office.
Okay.
So one regional office, they are sent. Then you have a hand-on practice or desk-on practice. So and you will be working under a monitor. He will be mentoring you, and anything you want to know him, he will guide you.
Okay.
And so that is how you are inducted in the family.
Got it.
So we started feeling comfortable. And then after working in the department for some time, then again a training is given.
Okay.
We are called for training in the staff training college. There they tell more detail about the functioning of those departments and other departments also, and that is a platform to resolve your issues also. Whatever question we have in mind after working for 6 months or 1 year, whatever question comes in our mind, we can get it resolved there. So we were getting a ready answer for our questions also. So that was a stepping stone for us.
Okay.
Reserve Bank. And then rest is the history.
Okay. So it is like the moment a candidate joins RBI as a grade B officer, he will be going for 1 month training where he or she will be getting to know in and out how RBI work, and then 6 months or 1 year they will be working in a specific department. Now, sir, many times candidates they ask a question or they have this question in their mind that RBI has a number of departments. Do the candidate get a choice to choose the department?
No, the choice is not with the candidate because he's a fresher.
Yes.
He does not know much about that. That this is a decision of the HRD department.
Okay.
HRDM department is there. So that is their decision, allocation of the department.
Okay.
So they allocate according to. Sometimes they may take into consideration that if one is having a commercial banking experience, may be given a supervisory department,
Okay.
may be given a regulatory department. So depending upon what experience you have, one may be having a technical or IT experience, then he can be allocated mm, fintech department, something like that. So that could be thought of, but choice is not with the candidate.
Okay. So once the candidate has visited a department, stayed there for 6 months or 1 year, he or she will be called back again in the training institute. After resolving their questions and queries and the further training, now the final, I would say, posting is done.
Now the final department and regional office,
Okay.
that is decided, and then the regular posting begins.
Okay. So that means the first year is not your final posting. That is a probation. Okay. So candidate has one more question in his or her mind. If I start my career in regional office, or maybe there is an option that there could be a chance that he or she could start from the central office. What is the difference in the two? How they work or how they progress in the near future?
See, the regional offices, there are 22 offices
Yes.
of Reserve Bank. Regional office looks after the operations, basically operations, and central office is mainly for policy making, or the head department uh, is situated in central office that makes policy for the department related issues. Okay, and those policies are being implemented by regional offices, and to ensure that the policy is being implemented, is being followed, that is the work of the regional office. Okay, so now normally the freshers are sent to regional offices.
Okay.
Okay, so say they should know about uh, that whether the Reserve Bank policies are being properly implemented or not implemented, etc. But central office department normally, because once you know the field work, then coming to the policy department will be better.
Yes.
So after having some experience in the regional offices, then posting is made in the central office.
Okay. So, sir, after completing your probation, you joined in which department and what was your regional office?
Okay, I joined RBI New Delhi
Okay.
in the department Forex Management Department.
Forex Management Department. Okay. So, how long you served in that department, sir?
That was almost 1 year,
Hmm.
and then I got a transfer to
Okay.
Kanpur office.
Okay. So, is there any tenure fixed that once you get a allotted department and a particular regional office, you are going to stay there for?
Normally, this is normally 3 year stay in one
Okay.
department.
Okay.
But if there are some exigencies, there is a
Hmm.
need,
Hmm.
then perhaps there could be shifting maybe little early.
Okay.
But otherwise, 3 year is given for one department.
Okay. So, sir, I would request you to please tell our viewers that how and which in which all departments you have worked till the last day you served in RBI.
Okay, I'm happy to tell you that after joining grade B DR,
Yes.
I retired as grade F officer,
Yes.
and so I could go through the drill of B, C, D, E, F grade.
That will be grateful,
And
sir.
I have worked in regional offices of Delhi,
Hmm.
Kanpur. Then my stay in Bombay in central office was little longer.
Okay.
In fact, in two spells I worked there for 10 years each.
10
Almost
years.
20
20
years I
years.
worked in central office departments,
Hmm.
and some 4 year in Jammu.
Okay.
So that is what my journey was. And after grade B, that then up to for next grade C grade, that is a time scale promotion type of thing.
Okay.
So within 4 5 year, I got the promotion.
Hmm.
Then D grade was a through interview,
Hmm.
so I got selected.
Hmm.
E grade was again a merit cum suitability.
Okay.
F grade again interview. At that time, when my turn was there, alternatively you have to appear for interview.
Interviews. Yes.
So I went through that drill,
Hmm.
and finally, and as a F grade,
Hmm.
in fact, in regional office, if you are posted as F grade, you are called as a regional director.
Regional director.
You are in charge of that regional office.
Hmm.
If you are in central office, then you are called as a head of the department
Okay.
of that department. That is CGM, head of the department.
Okay.
So CGM is a representative of central office,
Okay.
and RD is a representative of uh, regional office.
That means, please tell me, sir, if I am concluding in a right manner, that when you retired, you were in Mumbai and you were HOD at that time. That is the reason we use. Huh.
There is one more thing that before that I was HOD.
Hmm.
See, when in Bombay, what happened that CGM is also posted as a banking ombudsman.
Okay.
Okay, banking ombudsman is an office
Yes.
which looks after the complaints
Yes.
of against the commercial banks.
Hmm.
Okay, so I was a banking ombudsman for Maharashtra and Goa
Okay.
and posted at Bombay.
Okay.
So and from there I retired.
Okay.
So as a CGM, you could be posted as a regional director,
Yes.
you could be posted as a head HOD, you could be posted as a banking ombudsman.
Okay. So, sir, in these long years of your service in RBI, which all departments you worked with?
See, I have worked uh, basically, as I told you, I started with the Forex
Yes.
department.
Anji.
Then I was posted to Rural Planning and Credit Department.
Okay.
That time it used to be called as RPCD.
Okay.
That was looking after financial inclusion, lead bank scheme, okay, rural financing. That was one department. Then I was posted as a member of faculty
Okay.
in Bankers Training College, which was at Bombay.
Okay.
So I was posted as a member of faculty. And then I was posted as a regional in charge of uh, National Clearing Cell.
Okay.
There used to be one uh, National Clearing Cell which was looking after the clearance of the checks.
Okay.
That whatever checks are being presented in that area, so they are being processed. Then I was posted to Department of Non-Banking Funds Companies as a general manager. Then I was posted as a CGM in charge of non-banking finance companies at Bombay central office. Thereafter, I was posted as the regional director of Jammu and Kashmir at Jammu.
Okay.
And then I was brought back to Bombay and as a banking
ombudsman.
ombudsman. So that's my journey.
Okay. So the moment we say this term banking ombudsman, It was in news recently. Now it has been an integrated ombudsman scheme.
Yeah.
What were the reasons, sir, that this integration has been done?
Yeah, in fact, uh, earlier scheme of banking ombudsman, uh, it was a region wise, and only the complaint originating from that region will go to that region ombudsman. Okay. Then there were some issues. Now, say I am dealing with a bank branch at X place. Okay. Uh, but my complaint is against some other bank, some other branch. Now, that branch may be lying in some other state. This branch is in some other state. So, there was a confusion where this application will go. So instead of having jurisdiction, regional office of the ombudsman having jurisdiction, it was made as a unified one. Means you lodge a complaint at one place, it will go to the central office, central place at one office. They will distribute where the complaint will go. So it is irrespective of your location. And second thing was that because of regional character of this scheme, some regional offices were having a lot of work, some were having not much work. So there was some disconnect between them. So to make it a uniform, let all of complaints will reach at one place, and then they will route it to the place where less burden is there. So that's the purpose of the unified one, and that's working fine.
Yes, sir, that is doing great. So, sir, once we talk about RBI as an organization, candidates they also have a doubt regarding the work culture, how actually RBI operates, and we usually say that you get a chance to work with the finest minds of the country. So, how was your experience in terms of the learnings as well as the work culture in RBI?
See, RBI is working from the very beginning was very participative and very open. So once a working of any organization is open and participative, then it is a learning point for everyone
Yes.
because there is no hiding. It's open. So I mean at every stage you get the opportunity to share. You and another point, very important point was that you enjoy a lot of freedom while working on your desk.
Okay.
Freedom in the sense that whatever you feel right, you record your views with facts and figures. And if your suppose boss agrees with your views, fine. If he does not agree, he will support his argument with his statistics. And then he will be responsible for what he has done. So that is a freedom. It is not that the boss is calling you before recording something and then he's saying he's dictating that you record like this. So that I have not seen in the Reserve Bank. Second thing, I tell you that after joining as a clerk, after joining as a grade A DR, after joining grade B DR, I have been up to F grade.
Yes.
I have passed through interviews. Uh, all the stages I have cleared, and there was no hassle at any stage.
Okay.
So one can pass through, means all difficult seats also. So there is no means you need not to use your pull and push for that.
Got it.
It is fair. Third thing, what I have observed that whenever interview is there, the result will be next day when the interviews are over.
Okay.
No holding back. Normally, what happens that they hold for a longer time and then they wait for some calls and something like that. That does not never happen in Reserve Bank.
Okay.
So that speaks itself, the openness, that everything is open to you. You can share, you can discuss, you can meet any level of officer. You seek appointment and meet.
Okay.
Means there's no bar that he's a very senior officer. I cannot go to him. You can meet him. So that openness is there. So that itself makes a work culture. That you are free to record your views, you are free to share, you are free to discuss. Whatever is your right, you will get it. Even I tell you, can share with you small things also. Now, suppose if I have claimed 5 rupee more for some bill, internal audit will check it out and ask me to refund it. And if they have paid less 5 rupees to me, internal audit will get me that 5 rupees. I need not to go to that department.
Okay.
They themselves will do it.
That means they take
They
care.
take care that everyone has to be dealt with fairly.
Okay.
So that is a good culture of it.
So RBI offers a diversified opportunities for a candidate. As you mentioned that you have worked, I'm not giving an exact number, but let's say 5 to 7 departments in your journey. But rest of the departments with which you have not worked, how well the candidate or an officer is connected to them as well?
Now, see, one thing that during training, one is given a good idea about what are the different departments and what is their functioning. Second thing, that Reserve Bank publications,
Yes.
and particularly our annual report, in fact, it gives detail about functioning of each and every department. And not only that, they also tell what the department is doing, what were the goals for the previous year, and what they have achieved against that, and what are the goal for the next year also.
Okay.
So even if one goes through the annual report, that will be giving a lot of idea about the functioning of the different department. Second thing, we have one publication that is working and functions of Reserve Bank of India.
Yes.
So if one goes through that, you get good idea about working of different departments. Third thing is, there are number of seminars are there. Then this training which I have shared with you, they are the for the beginners. Now in between there are number of trainings
Okay.
are there within Reserve Bank, and then the sharing of working of different department. Even sometimes they have special lecture on the annual report. They have special lecture on the trend and progress of Reserve Bank of India. So if you attend those seminar or lecture, you get a fair idea.
Yes.
And finally, that one after joining Reserve Bank, if one want to keep himself updated,
Yes.
and one want to go up, he has to know what others are doing.
Others are doing. Yes. Very, very correctly said, sir. Now, we have discussed your journey in RBI. That is in and out how you worked with RBI, but we also get to know that RBI gives you exposures outside RBI as well. What were your experiences, sir?
Yeah. Say Reserve Bank, you are rightly saying, is not only taking care of within Reserve Bank,
Yes.
but it gives a lot of opportunity for self-development
Yes.
is one, and for exposure to other organizations also. Say, namely, Reserve Bank officers are sent on deputation to commercial banks also, to government departments also, to other regulatory bodies also, as per the need.
Yes.
Secondly, Reserve Bank officers are also appointed as a nominee director on commercial banks or other banks also. Thirdly, Reserve Bank officers are also mean on demand uh, to World Bank. They are deputed to World Bank, IMF, ADB, Asian Development Bank also. And finally, I think whenever there is a demand, they are also posted as a vigilance officer
Okay.
to other organizations.
Okay.
So that way we get a good exposure in working other organization. I was deputed by Reserve Bank to IFCI as a chief vigilance officer.
Okay.
I worked for 2 years. I could get a good feel that how a long-term lending institution is working. So that type of exposure I got.
Sir, as you mentioned regarding the requirements in the international organizations as well as in the other banks of the countries, what were your experiences when you visited for seminars and giving your suggestions and your insights on Indian economy in different countries?
See, I have I have attended number of seminar and training abroad with the Fed Bank New York, with the Central Bank of England, with the Central Bank Korea, and with the um, Central Bank of Sri Lanka. So I have attended seminar training. I have presented some papers also on that topics, particular topic. Broadly speaking, that they are having very high uh, impression about the functioning of Reserve Bank of India, because one thing that in India, very few number of banks have failed. Okay, and whenever there is a situation, a bank is not working very well, efforts are being made for amalgamation or merger, etc. So public is not suffering on that account. And secondly, that our supervisory function, regulatory functions are quite well, quite in good opinion. So that there is good impression about the working. And recent times, I think you all must have read that Reserve Bank governor uh,
I was about to ask the same.
has been honored
Yes.
and as a best central banker.
Yes.
So that way, that Reserve Bank enjoys a good reputation.
Okay. So, if we switch our track, just a little question. As we all know, that new RBI governor has been appointed. So, what, as an officer, you are expecting the new changes or the updation he is going to get into the RBI operations in upcoming years to go?
No, I think this will be a big question for me.
Okay.
But anyway, because he is uh, now with Reserve Bank, and the message he has given to Reserve Bank staff is that we will remain open, and we will that and I am one of you, and we will contribute together for betterment of banking services in the country. So that way, he will be definitely taking the legacy of what Reserve Bank has set up further.
Further. Yes. 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 Before we conclude, sir, we always say that RBI is managing the economy, running the economy. In brief, as an RBI officer, as you have worked at different levels, how you conclude this statement?
See, basically, what Reserve Bank Act provides, that Reserve Bank is to control inflation and help in growth. So these are the two basic objectives. So, and a Reserve Bank has set a target for itself that the inflation should be within 2 to 6%, and every time they are making all effort. So maybe whatever tool they have to use, they are using it, and for growth also, what is required, that at least finance should be available, reasonable finance, and at reasonable terms should be available. So that is Reserve Bank is making effort. And third thing is that the banking system should work in the interest of the public. And so that way, Reserve Bank is ensuring, and it has succeeded
Yes.
quite well.
Yes.
So in all these three objectives.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for these insights. Obviously, candidates, when you start your journey as an RBI Grade B officer, the first thing which you have in your mind is good remuneration. But as sir mentioned, not only remuneration, but there is a term we call that is self development. If you want to know that how RBI help the candidates, how RBI help its officers to grow over the period of time, then stay tuned. We will be coming up with the second episode where we will be discussing that how RBI helped its officers to grow in their personal as well as in their technical aspects, and many other details will be added in the next episode. For the time being, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And obviously, we will love to hear in the next episode as well that how RBI help the candidates or the officers to develop their skills over the period of time. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.